But hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of Alan Wake 2, and a special early hello to Patikan, Casabella, Harmonious Crow, Razgris, Ruination Ronin, Samalander, Caroluna, and Pirate Percy's, and I'm sure many others. We've been having quite the conversation here getting in, and that conversation, I'm sure, will continue somewhat after we rejoin Saga Anderson. At the last episode, we just did a large segment with Alan Wake, and I'm hoping, first of all, let's make sure that we don't have any weird rendering issues like we did last time. Oh, you guys, I don't know if this qualifies as cheating, but when we watched the VOD back, I noticed something that I didn't see before. I don't know, is watching your own VOD cheating? I hope not. But yeah, if you see me make a beeline for this, I was like, oh no, what did I miss? So we've got a whole mess of arrows, and I want to bet that I absolutely did not find whatever these are aiming at. But that said, I don't know what they're aiming at. Pirate Percy's has had a teacher. We were talking a little bit about teachers that do versus don't give extensions, and my very strong feeling, again, you don't want to be the person at your job that is constantly requesting extra time where none is necessary for others. This was a thing with centrifugal force, where force was, also it may not be in this reality. We might have to change it. Let me switch back to normal reality. Centrifugal force was like in her workplace, just not getting the support that was needed with, and especially from a coworker that was like leaving a giant mess that then force would have to clean up. So like, don't be that person. Here it is. All right, word of power. I don't know if it mattered what reality we were in. Words of fix. So we've increased Alan's maximum health 3 times, which I didn't remember doing that. Increases max amount of health restored in safe havens by 30%. It's not bad, and I have actually seen it in play. Restores 50% of max health when a new word of power is discovered. So here's the thing. That's not going to happen very often, and we're now so deep into the game that it's going to be happening less and less often as we go forward. So I'm going to go with God Rays. We're probably going to try to skip wheels within wheels. Okay, so I'm going to assume if there was more to that, but yeah, no lie, with like, hey, let me show you this crazy rendering bug that we got at the beginning of the episode. So I loaded up to show the before and after, and in the doing saw, wait a second, there was an arrow up there, which I promise you, I absolutely did not see during the gameplay.
There wasn't enough alcohol in this city to drown the memories of this nightmare, but I damn well try. This case would never be closed. I had more questions now than at the start. The irony of being trapped in a postmodern detective story. I felt watched. The eyes of some unseen audience on me. I wanted to turn to the hidden camera and tell them to fuck off. But I didn't know where to look to break the fourth wall. There would always be another case for Casey. A million stories in this dark city. The night opened up to welcome me. I walked into her arms. Roll credits.
So, I have a question. I'm going to ask this in a way that I believe... What is this? I don't know why I just got a television record. There's no television in here. And normally echoes don't count as like television things. Hold on. Oh, well this is... Yo, that movie was in 8 parts? Okay, that's interesting to know. What the hell was I saying? Oh, so I have a question for people who might know. My understanding is that the voice actor who voices Alex Casey there. You know, Sam Lake is the face, but the voice, the guy who did that, has passed away. Also the voice of Alan Wake and Director Trench in control. That last one about how there's always going to be another case for Casey. My understanding from an earlier part of the conversation is that there was a DLC that had been planned for Alex Casey as well, which I really wonder what they would have done to maybe try to adapt some Max Payne into it without, I don't know, breaching somebody's license, somebody that's not theirs. Has there been any revelation or discussion about what they plan to do with that character? I mean, they're surely not just going to retire Detective Casey as a concept now. Are they going to do like they did with, like David Harwood and bring in like a different actor? Or is this just not knowable yet? Raz is apologizing for raiding and run. Gonna grab some food. 100% understood. Raz, I really appreciate the raid. Thank you very much, and I hope you maybe we'll see you later on. Maxine is hopefully joking when she says they're just gonna use AI. I hope that's not their solution. All right, so we know that Alan is on his way back to Parliament Tower, or at least that's what I think he's doing. And apparently there's a whole mess of... I don't know what that point of interest was. There's some containers around, which I would like to stop because at various points we've been completely out of ammo and such. So I vote yes on control, personally. Okay, hold on. I just want to check on our map. Nope, I successfully passed it. It was right here. Okay, and there's one other you could see. The question is on which side of this wall. Looks like the opposite side. It would be personally very disappointing to me if somebody who is evidently as creative and dedicated to his vision as Sam Lake started turning to AI to fill in for gaps when other creative forces are not available to him. I don't happen to remember the person's name, for which I feel bad. That said, the voice actor who played Max Payne, he was a real person with real-world needs that were paid for with the work that was done by playing Max Payne and Director Trench and Alex Casey. And the idea that, well, now that he's gone, we'll... And again, it just seems like this was more of a joke than anything else. I don't want anybody to mistake this as, like, going after Remedy. But, like, that's why you give the work to humans, not to AIs. Art is made by artists, not algorithms. Okay. Just a quick pause. We're heading in the right direction-ish. These circles are just gonna drive me mad. Maybe we'll try to stop by this on the way. Yeah, as Pirate Percy says, they might do what they used to do for Christopher Walken's ADR and just give, just use a sound-alike. And that's fine. If you want to hire a different human being who can do an impersonation of, like, that Max Payne voice, okay, that's fine. The work is going to a human being. I would submit that that person needs to be properly credited in... I am tempted to blow a flare, honestly. There's so many shadow dudes here.
Secret words.
Okay, congratulations. You really shoved me down. Okay. We're gonna interact with this, because I don't see in anything, really. We'll just look around, because as we saw inside the theater, there can be arrows and clues on ceilings and the outside of posts and... No. Maxine is submitting that maybe they will, like, have a human do it and then use AI to tweak it to make it perfect. I, frankly, feel like I would prefer the imperfections. Maybe it's just me, but if in Critical Role there was a character, are you real? Real-ish. In Critical Role, there was a character in Season 2 who was played by Lance Reddick. When they returned for Season 3, Lance Reddick has very sadly passed away. They have somebody else playing that character now because that particular storyline is not complete. You can tell it's different if you listen very carefully. I don't know how many people are going to listen very carefully. I think that a lot of people are going to be, like I was for many years of my life, really wrapped up in the story and the visual presentation of the character and the comparatively subtle differences in the way that the lines are delivered. I feel like it's just going to go right past people. At that point, what is the benefit, I ask, to bastardizing the original human performance of the person by throwing over an AI overlay and adjusting it to sound more like Lance Reddick and less like the human being that actually did it? I don't feel like that enhances the experience, at least not for me. If it's super important to somebody out there, I don't know. I'm not gonna like pound my fist on the table. I just don't personally accept that. Where is this? We don't have to get every single container, but I really wanted that one. Maybe it's underneath the stairs? Patikin says, the Indiana Jones game has Troy Baker voicing Indy. From what I've heard of the videos, he does a great job, but you can still hear Troy in it a bit. It's still really well done. Yeah, it turns out that Troy Baker is a talented voice actor. I feel like his talent as a voice actor is the thing that should be rewarded, not a hypothetical player's demand that it sound exactly like Harrison Ford and not like anybody else. And I just, again, want to make it clear, Patikin is not making that argument here. I'm rather pushing back on the idea that it would be necessary. Okay, everybody can go straight to hell. All the shadows I'm talking about. Do I want to try to get this? I have to say at least a little bit. Oh, and this as well. Well, Christ, where's that? Let me look over here, but I feel like it might be up on the platform. Even as I say that, I don't know where, because I was just up there. Anyway, I hope some of this makes sense. I'm very pro-human. I have dedicated the majority of my professional life to working in information technology. I know at least a little bit about computers and such. And I'm here to tell you, human beings win that argument every day of the week. I feel like technology is best suited when it's making things easier for people, easier and safer for people, not when it is replacing people. And Maxine's got to go to bed. Maxine, have a great night. I hope you have a great evening. Hopefully we'll see you as early as tomorrow evening. Well, tomorrow evening for us. Tomorrow dead of night for you. Okay. Do we believe that there's... Yes, there is. I promise you, I don't think I'd find a single one of these if I wasn't gifted with a map that will show me where they are. Well, I don't know about gifted with a map. Didn't we buy this map? Wasn't this an upgrade? Oh, let me get my light back. Patikin saying they just announced more content for Outlast Trials. Patikin, I would have a hard time overstating how impressed I have been with what you and Mia have shown off of Outlast Trials. That is a hell of a game. Really, it's very, it's all of the little things about it. Hold on, this is it. It's right here. It's empty. Yeah, I feel like the game is telling me that you have enough now. That game has a quality to the graphical presentation with the quality of materials and the quality of lighting. It's the way that not only the AI characters move.
The phone was ringing again. Somehow I sensed it wasn't Zane this time.
Not only the AI characters, but like the human characters, like Patikan and Mia. There's like a physicality to how they move through the world that I always have a lot of difficulty putting into words, but you can feel it. You can feel like they're in the world as opposed to being like just an animation overlaid on top of a headless camera. It seems like a great game, Patikan. I'm very impressed by it. Hold on. We are answering.
Hello?
Hello.
It wasn't Zane. It wasn't Scratch either. Huh? You're me? Me? I don't understand. There's a lot I don't understand.
The dark place operates in loops. Time is a story. I'm calling you from a different point in that story.
From the future? I'm never getting out of here, am I?
Yes, you will. And no, you won't. And that is by your own choice.
What does that mean?
I'm sorry for what you'll have to go through. Alice's photos you found from the shoebox in the talk show basement. Before you can go to Parliament Tower, you must put them in the shoebox at her statue at the plaza. To help you, to help Alice, to help Saga Anderson.
I'm my own Deus Ex Machina? Really? How many writers does it take to finish a story? One for each draft. It's the same writer, but in a different point in time. I'd follow the steps he laid out for me. Alice's photos from the talk show building basement. Adi had guided me there. I bring the photos to the shoebox by the statue.
Yeah, we already have the photos. You guys saw that get crossed off. Inside the shoebox at the plaza. I feel like the plaza is where I am. Yes, it is. Okay, a couple things. I would like to save it because we've picked up a lot of stuff. There's a container very close to here, but in the opposite direction. Patikan, you played this game, and anybody else that did. That quick turn, we have to double tap down. Did you make use of that successfully? I feel like that fires for me about 40% of the time. Double tap. Okay, see, it works there. But, like, especially if things are getting hectic, a little bit loud, a little bit crazy, I'm not going to hit it in time. Pirate Percy's is getting... I'm getting the one of us always lies and one always tells the truth fives from this phone call. Hold on. I always have difficulty with those puzzles. I know the riddle, the style of riddle that Pirate Percy's is referencing. Oh, wait, it's actually right here. Yep. Okay. And, yeah, there's one across the street. It looks like they really restocked the street level here on the assumption, the correct assumption, that Alan might show up and just be completely penniless. Bulletless. Okay, can I find it with my eyes, or do I need the map? I want to say that there was one over here as well. I think I need the map. We're going to save a lot of time. Oh, also, I'm just going to let you guys know, I thought I was up at that one. That's how good my sense of direction is. So, it's apparently over here. Yep. But yeah, the quick turn in Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I assume Resident Evil 2, it's been a beat since I've played that one. That was earlier in the year. Was it early last year? Now I don't remember when it was. It was relatively recently. That was down, and I want to say either left or right bumper. My muscle memory says right bumper. That worked perfectly. It's not like I used it as often as I could have and probably should have, but I always knew what it was, and when I did it, it worked 100% of the time. I would kindly submit that they use that and go ahead and just rip that right off. But Dean is saying that a lot of the boxes that he found were empty, possibly because he was filled with loot. Yeah, I want to say that when I see this system, like, oh, look, there's a whole bunch of, you know, coolers and whatnot that are just now suddenly available to you. All these toolboxes that you can open up. That, like that, you know, in this game, in Dead Space, in Resident Evil 4, I get the sense that the game is sort of just taking a glimpse at what you have and saying, yeah, this person needs a little bit more help, and throwing some extra help into those boxes. Flare gun ammo. Let's move some of this over. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to one. Boy, do I want to hold on to one extra? Let's put away the trauma pad. I want to say the pills count up to 5, but I'm still going to take at least 1 out. Put that right over here. Let's move this over. I've got many flares, and actually probably more flares than I need on me. Hand flares. Well, hold on. And this goes over here. All right, we've got 4 inventory spaces. I'll color that a success. And let's do a manual save. So now this begs a brand new question. What's my oldest save? This one right here. I was planning to switch over to Saga, but I feel like... Yeah, you know what? We are going to switch over to Saga, because at the end of the previous episode, we did the thing with Alan where he had the conversation with Saga, and that's my personal cue to switch realities, because now we're going to switch characters. I want to try to do them like one of one and one of the other. Okay, we're back, and give the clicker to Wake, go to the sheriff's station, investigate the previously flooded area. So, the previously flooded area, I think I've done. That was all this area, and that's what we did 2 episodes ago, whenever it was. Oh, there's a nursery rhyme. Okay, so there is something that we missed. I may or may not have the dolls to do this. But Dean's saying that his thing was always do 3 chapters with Alan, like switching after the Parliament Tower chapter. That has been part of his structure, now that you mention it. Like, he'll go out on the town, he'll do his thing, and then... Yep. And then he goes back to Parliament Tower to do, like, the next part of whatever's there. I've been mostly timing it out, metering out by, like, when Saga and Alan interact with each other, when they talk. 5 little monsters out on the sea, competing to see who the winner will be. They rock their boats to find out who floats, until one little mountain monster did fall. Mama called out to the sea and cried, and the sea, she replied, on the bottom they will rot if they will not stop rocking their boats. Well, we could put a monster in the ocean. We could put Mama on the boat. Mama called out to the sea. Maybe we put monster on... Maybe we put Mama on the ocean. Mama's calling to the ocean. And the monster's on the boat.
Yeah.
I feel like I very rarely do those on the first try, so I'm very proud right now. Patikin is saying He did like 2 to 3 chapters with Saga, but now that I finished the game, I might change how many plays I do with Saga before switching when he does New Game Plus. Yeah, I'd seen, Pitikin, that you were saying that you keep all of your like upgrades and stuff on New Game Plus, and you were curious if you'd be able to.
Townsfolk, we're anxious.
Max everything out on New Game Plus. Okay, this. I hate dying so much. I just don't know how to get more space. When I get swarmed like that, my first instinct should absolutely be hand flare. Oh, I'm not sure that I picked up the dolls. I was following the clues. So, hold on. There's no reason not to heal. Okay, yeah, that rifle is empty, which makes me a little curious on why I decided to carry it. So yeah, flare is right there. Let me just look very quickly. Do I have like flash? Yeah, we've got flash grenades. All right, let's move that. Oops. Let's quick slot that, and we'll put it where that. Oh, was that already out there? It's already out there. Well, that felt awesome. Thought there might have been a little bit of arrow drop-off, but less maybe than I was expecting.
Fearful whispers!
Now's my chance.
I don't know chance for what. Oops. But I feel like you trick a guy into like stumbling over his own shoelaces and then empty a magazine to the back of their head. That's a pretty good move. Hello to Azaric! Azaric, I hope that your Sunday night is also going well. Azaric, it's also helpful to have a variety of experiences. Any thoughts you have on how the stream looks and sounds would be very helpful. And Hunter! Hello to Hunter! Where do these people get so many axes? Somebody must be making a killing in more ways than one. Was that right in the heart? Hold on, where's your heart? It's on the left-hand side, isn't it? No, it's on your right-hand side. So, whatever. It doesn't matter. These guys don't have internal organs. They only have rage. Rage and shadows. Oh gosh, there was something else I was going to ask. So, Marquack, have you watched the Peacock? I think it's exclusive to Peacock, but I'm not sure. It's called... No, wait, not Panic. We just watched 2 episodes of it, you guys. It has Julie Bowen and Nolan North. You guys, it has Nolan North in what I consider to be a rare on-screen role, not like a voice acting role. He is not married to Emily Rose, though, which I think is morally incorrect. But, what's it called? Not Rhapsody. Hysteria. It's called Hysteria. Marquardt, I'm curious.
Never
Oh,
have too many charms.
well, I might be able to have too many charms. What are we doing with our charms here? Marquardt, I'd be interested in your thoughts on it. Chance to stun an enemy on flashlight boost. Well, that sounds very good. But I'm not sure it's as good as the charms I already have. So that was it, though. That was the only reason that we came back here, was to get that. Because as far as I know, we did every other thing. So, yeah, we're going to head back into town now. But yeah, I feel like if these shadow cultists like ever had to go into like a courthouse, like please surrender your weapons, it would be like a scene out of like The Naked Gun, of just them emptying their pockets of 45 axes just stowed on every side of both boots, back pocket, in the belt, a bandolier of axes running both ways down across their chest. Oh, wait, I'm not sure that we're coming back here, though, specifically. Well, we are, because I want to stop by. We have to, like, put some stuff away. Have we ever been back here? Probably. This so far has not been one of those games where there's something behind the doorway. Bueller's asking the Nathan Drake voice actor. Yep, that's him. Yeah, he plays at least a reoccurring role, and I'm pretty sure based on his placement in the credits that he is a starring role in Hysteria. Okay. I feel pretty good about how all that went, so we're going to go ahead and save it. And now... Oh, wait, we want shoebox. Speaking of making a killing, Marquardt, I think I've got the market cornered on flares. Let's put away this charm. I did use one trauma pad. I think I'm going to take this. Okay, so I had the rifle assigned, but the reason that I couldn't equip it, it wasn't no ammo, is that I didn't actually have it on my human, so... Bro, I don't know. What's this? Rocket flare? Let's move the rocket flare out. And then our shoebox is full. Yeah, let me grab one battery. And then I kind of feel like that's it. Boy, I have a lot of rifle ammo. How about this? Okay, here's what we'll do. Let me move this out. And then we're going to take the rifle. And we're going to take the arrows out. And we're going to swap that out for this full box of rifle ammo. Wait. Yeah, that should be a pretty good trade. And now we'll just make sure that we can... quick slot this, and we'll put it right there. And then we'll put this back where it was. Quick slot, there. Okay, I'm just gonna quick save real quick. Quick save. There, now we don't have to do that again. But Deacon is saying it's interesting that the optional quest is still bugged after a year, like not completing. I want to say, I feel like the very first one that I did complete, and every single one after that has been like, no, you can't actually ever cross this off the list. So now we're going to go to the sheriff's station, which is from here. East. So I basically leave the building and turn right. Yeah, personally, if I was going to cast Nathan Drake in, well, hold on, Nolan North in anything, I would probably double check that Emily Rose was going to be available, and then have her play his wife. I don't make the rules. It just feels correct to me. It's similar to how Kyle Chandler should only ever be allowed to be fictionally married to Connie Britton. They can do other roles, but they just can't be married to other people.
Those people
Fake married.
burst in here and expect others to clean up after them.
Okay, so we are on the right path now. I'm so sorry. So that screwdriver lock, yeah, hold on. There's a cultist stash and a screwdriver lock that we can get over here. I gotta say that at least, and every other person in the world will disagree with this. I'm just saying that if I personally didn't recognize him by name and sight, I don't think that I would hear Nathan Drake in him. He just, it's not his regular speaking voice, is all I'm saying. Is this screwdriver or bolt? These look like bolt cutters. Percy's might need to watch this show now. Yeah, he's not the main character, but at least in the first
Another cult box.
two episodes, he's a major character. And then Julie Bowen, I feel like most people these days are going to recognize her from Modern Family. I saw her in a major role before that. Hello, I belong here. FBI, back off. She was in Boston Legal, if I'm remembering correctly. So that was where I first sort of noticed her. The 1st of January, overprivileged town hall folks complaining about poor TV reception, hopefully not due to the paint job. 17th January, took a photo with the giant moose statue in the park. 2nd of February, darn dogs keep digging up the flowers. 31st of February, which is not a date, Parks trash can needed fresh coat of paint, paint an extra layer. March 3rd, tried painting a large tree in the park, but the weather was too hot. Cooled down on a bench in the sheltered area and had an epiphany. 26th March, replaced a screw on the purple park bench. So the 31st of February is not a date. So what if it's like 231? Oh. Fuck. Well, I mean, we've got symbols here, but none of it relates to any of the work that we just read about. Usually the note on the cover is the clue. So, like, is there a town hall, a giant moose station? Giant moose statue in the park. Hold on. So an issue is I don't see a park or a town hall. Maybe there isn't one of those two things. Dogs in the flowers. Park's trash can need a fresh coat of paint. I don't know where or who Park is. And then a large tree in the park. But the weather was too hot. Wait, am I in the park? Is this what we're calling the park? I mean, this is where the stash is, but there's no purple bench. This is like a back lot. I would not deign to call this a park. I guess it's nicer than, like, just concrete, but... So I have to say, right at this moment, I'm completely stumped. We're gonna have to look around a bit. But we've got, it's basically a symbol lock. We've got some symbols on this wall, but we've got 2 of each. We've basically got 2... Oh no, we've got 4 arrow up into other arrow. I have no idea on this one. Let's maybe come back for this one, because there's another one that we can go check out. Maybe we'll find a moose statue or a purple bench on the way. Oh, hello to Asperby! And Casabella, if I didn't say that earlier. Asperby, Casabella, Platform Platypus, I hope that you guys have all had a great Sunday. I really enjoyed getting to see you stream Platform Platypus. Like, we talked about the game specifically in the last episode, but I just thought it was cool. I like it anytime somebody is trying out their hand at streaming. Okay, don't take a picture of this. I'm FBI. Oh, also, so Casabella has the clapping duck emote. Patikan, I saw you use, and I think this was in Raz's stream, I'm trying to remember, like a clapping alligator? Do you have a clapping alligator emote from somebody?
Another locked box.
Let's see if we can look at this one. Okay, okay. This I understand. There's 3... planks of wood or buoys or things that are tied together in the water, and the key combination is going to be something that's on those planks of wood starting from the top to bottom, 1 2 3. So let's go take a look out in the water. Hold on, and am I looking for symbols or numbers? Yeah, the numbers one I always feel like is a lot easier. Also, Pirate Percy's asked, is there, like, can you just brute force the lock? There have been occasions where I had, like, 2 of the 3, and then I would brute force it, sometimes trying to go a little bit too quickly. Hold on, here's a deer float. Were we looking for a deer float based on, like, what the clue had said? Wait, I don't remember. I love Liz's icons. Oh, yes! Patikan has the alligator, Kaz has the duck, and Kay, hello to Kay if I didn't say that earlier. I'm losing track of who I have and have not said hello to. Liz and Anna are best friends. And they do co-op streams together. Okay, so like that one right there. No, that's 4 posts. We're looking for one with 3. That looks like it could have 3, but I don't see any numbers on it or anything. Oh, hold on. That one has a 9 on it. That seems relevant. But there's only 1 9. Let me just look around this section a little bit. This giant oh dear float is going to be an issue. So, yeah, I gotta say, I don't see any numbers on any of these things. I don't have, like, binoculars that I can take a closer look at them with. But what I truly don't know is one of them has a number 9. Maybe that 9 is just a distraction. Not really a red herring, but it's just like, this is not what's shown in the clue, where it was like 1 on the left, 2 on the right, 3 on the left again. Go. Samalander is asking, what plant should you always be on the lookout for? I don't know. I like it's one of those things that's clearly like a pun, and I don't know. Samalander, I give up. What plant should you always be on the lookout for?
Well,
oh, hold on.
at least the fishes are biting again.
Why is that good?
Hubbub earlier, poor things.
I mean, it's good because clearly a clue. I don't know exactly what kind, but I don't know if it helps me with one of our current puzzles. It does give me a sense of what we're looking for. I don't know what to say about that 9 yet. An ambush was the answer. By the way, Samalander, I hope that you were able to get done whatever it was. Like we miss you streaming. You need to answer no questions or even give a hint as to what was busy making. I just hope that it got well done and you're feeling good about it, and we will see you again this coming weekend. Okay, do I care about that one there? I can't quite get back to it. Let's see where that fills in on the mystery board. Bright Falls Pier will go in Bright Falls Rhymes. All right, we did it all. Look at that, Bright Falls. Found all the nursery rhymes in the Bright Falls area. So that's one done. The story. These are all locked off for me for right now. And then we've only got the Cult of the Tree. Triangle graffiti found around town. So this would be cult symbols. Yes. Cult symbol inspired by FBC logo. Also drugs. You could add also drugs onto a lot of things in this game. Cult's use of imagery feels almost commercial, like branding. Okay. Cult psychology, not fanatics, no signs of indoctrination, messy group of enthusiastic sociopaths. And then up here, members are regular folks, locals, disorganized but dedicated. Symbols / attire have no deeper meaning. Wait, I'm not sure that we're done, because now we've got this. Maybe now with that revelation we can do the story? Nope. Which unfortunately brings me to the close of my thoughts and options on how to solve this. They're not piers. What do you call those, like wave breakers that are just planted there in the bay? Wait, but we already went through that. Why is that? I don't know why that's still marked as existing. Okay, is there anything else that, like, I don't know what else we should see. Like, unless there's a fish that jumps in front of the one that we're looking for. You guys see what I mean? It's number 1 on the left, then 2 on the right, then 3 on the left. I don't know. Like, only one of them has a number that I saw, which is 9. Let me go take a closer look. Her flashlight just doesn't really penetrate out there. And hello to Biba Bibowski. Thank you very much for the follow. It was family weekend at the eldest's college. Well, I'm glad it was for a fun and like family reason. I'm glad that it wasn't anything bad. So like that, those posts out there look borderline perfect based on how the thing is, but I don't see anything like notes on any of them. My flashlight doesn't really penetrate out there, so it's not like there's like hidden glowing numbers that I can see at least. That doesn't look like I can shine a light or get to it. I just want to check on the other water. I don't want to get too locked in on the one source of water that we see. Like, that looks like there's only 2 posts. Maybe there's 3, but also I don't see any, I don't know, man. Oh, hold on. There's a 1. Okay, hold on. Now we've got a 1 and a 9.
Good
now
thing
we've
the
got
flooding's
something.
done away with too. It's like the water's in a better mood.
Mm-hmm.
So am I.
Sorry, I'm grabbing something to write on and have super failed. But let's go with 1 and 9. Hold on. 1 9. So that one, that looks like it's going to be the third digit. So I'm actually going to put, hold on. I'm going to put the 3 over on the right. Because of where it's placed and where Saga can see it from. So now I want to go back to the other posts and see if we can, like, where is the 9 based on where Saga can see it? And also just take a quick look around. Because if we can get 2 numbers in the right order, then we can just brute force it. I'm very comfortable with that. I don't need to find the third one. And also, thank you for the follow to Takwishka, I'm going to go with. Hopefully that's close. I hope you guys are both having a great Sunday. I'm going to go with that 9 is going to be the second number. So I think that our second number is 9 and our third number is 1. Now, if I could find one additional number, I'd feel best. I wasn't really looking at this. There's a lot of triple posts that are tied together. Yeah, let me just take a quick walk. I don't feel like we're supposed to search the entire waterfront. That's just not how this game usually rolls. But I just want to make sure that I don't get too locked in and stop looking at other potential sources of clues. None of these in the medium distance here are tied together. Oh, we found it. It's 6. Yeah, and look at where it is. Look at how high up it is. That's our first number. So it's 691. That's my guess. Let's go back to the stash. But Dean saying that I looked at it earlier. I may have aimed the camera if I don't have any memory of it is the issue. So I feel like I might have aimed the camera at it, but not really processed what it was trying to teach me. Then again, maybe I commented on it. 6, 9, 1. Wait, no. No, that's right. 691. Okay, then let's try 619. Okay. Shit. Hold on. So we've done 691. We've done 619. Now let's do 1. I feel like we're moving further from what my guess was. 169. No. Hold on. I can't write and hold the controller. 1, 6, 9. Now, let me just take another look at this clue, because I thought it was, like, based on the placement of the, like, where the numbers were. That the number 6 was very high, and the number 1 was very low. That would be the third number. That doesn't seem to be true. I could go out and take a look, but let me try a couple more combinations. There's only so many of them. How about 196? Nope, I'm going to write that down. And now we'll go to 9. Oops. 916. 961. No. Okay. So rather than continue to try to brute force it, let me take another look at where they are. I don't think it makes any sense to, like, where they are. So, like, that 9, man, that looks like it's right in the center. Like, it's going to be the second number. I don't have to look at it upside down, sideways. It's not secretly a 6 or anything like that. Where was the 1? Right here. The 1 is... No, that's a 7! Oh! See, that's why I'm glad that we came out. Hold on. So now it's going to be 617. No, where's the 9? There's no 1. 697. That's what I'm going to write down. Yeah, I when I was looking at it this way, I absolutely saw a 1, but if you rotate the camera slightly, that's absolutely a 7. Okay. Yeah, I made a note that there's no 1 and then immediately went to a 1. So 6, 9, 7. There we go. It's a classic mistake. If you steal from the cult, then the cult will come for you. Oh, awesome! I don't know if you guys saw, if you weren't looking directly at it, it was an all-new row of inventory. That is a huge upgrade. And I wanted to go to the spirit board, evidence board. Cult stashes. Bright Falls. Pretty menacing note inside. Yeah, but that's like Mr. Burns being afraid of the Germans. I'm just not going to take it very seriously. As Pirate Percy says, numbers love looking like each other, especially at oblique angles. Okay, so now we've done that. I would love it if that went away. Let's take one more look at this because there's so many references to the park. I hope for the sake of the people that live here that the park is not that grassy back alley. And I'm also glad for what Patikin said, that he likes watching people, like, different people figure out puzzles, because that's why I do it. Like, I could just, like, Google search this, and that'd be the most boring thing ever to me. I mean, like, we might get there on some of these, or I might just not solve them all. Okay. I just... Hold on. The 31st of February is not a date. That has to be a clue. Everything else here is at least a day that might exist. There is no 31st day of February. Park's trash can needed a fresh coat of paint. Painted an extra layer. Do I know who Park is? Oh, right. Park is not a person. Park is the park. So let's just see if there's a trash can here in this area. If there is, they're not making use of it because it's just a big garbage dump. Yeah, so let's assume that this is not the park. Can I get around this? Like, don't get... If this is the park in your city, I'm not here to make fun of it. I'm just saying that you should like, look up on Wikipedia what a park looks like. Because I don't feel like this is it. Now, here's another grassy area, but again, this is just somebody's backyard. Hold on. There's some recycling bin back here. Anything? These are recycling bins, though. They're not really... Yeah, I don't see any hidden symbols. No. Also, this isn't a park. Like, this could be a mistranslation from, like, Dutch, for all I know. Let's look on the map. Is there anything else that we think might be a park in the area? Well, actually, like, this area. Maybe. Or up here. No, this has got... Look at that. That's a park. Yeah, let's go over to Baltimore Lane. Yeah, no, Patikin, Patikin saying, do I know who Park is the best comment after reading about an actual park. It's the fact that park on that line is capitalized. So it's the first word in the sentence, which is why it's capitalized, but I'm just immediately reading it as somebody's family name. Or their given name. Okay, this is a park. So let's find the trash can, because that is what's referenced on the 31st of February.
You remember how it went last time? The sacrifices we made? The pain? It's happening again. We learned from the last time, didn't we? Fought our way through it. Held fast. And now look at us. As thick as thieves.
Okay, back to Jumanji with you, or wherever you're from. So now we've got a symbol. Hold on. So I'm going to need to make some notes. I need an all new note paper, is what I need.
I'm sure whatever is coming is going to be a cakewalk.
Whoops. Okay. So now, hold on. The question is this an up and down arrow or a side to side arrow? I'm going to choose to take this center point as being like the relevant thing. So I'm going to do side to side arrows. God, they're just triangles. You would think I'd be able to draw them better. Are there any more around this center point? No. Maybe we'll check other... There might be other trash cans. Oh, hold on. Okay, so this is 2 up arrows. So maybe it has nothing to do with the trash can. It was just in notes about a park. I'm just drawing my 2 up arrows. And they need not be on the ground. Like, we'll search the walls of the gazebo and whatever else.
And another lunchbox.
You wouldn't believe how hard it was to track down these lunchboxes. Thank goodness for the internet. Let me put that away now. I did not like it when Saga said, "Oh, I feel like I'm being controlled by a big dope. I'm going to put everything up on the message board right now." Hold on. No AX Casey lunchboxes. And this is in Bright Falls Park. This was just left out in the park for anyone to find. I remember loving my lunchbox when I was a little kid. Like, I had a He-Man lunchbox for... certainly through, like, nursery school and then into kindergarten and maybe first grade. I don't remember exactly how long, but I really loved it. Like, I never wanted, to my memory, I never wanted a different lunchbox until I just started, like, buying lunch at schools, and then I didn't have a lunchbox. But that was exactly the lunchbox that I wanted to have. And I wasn't sad or anything when it, like, became time to not have a lunchbox anymore. We're going to start looking on the walls now. But I really like that one. My parents let me, like, select the wallpaper for my bedroom. That was up for many, many, many years. I think basically until it wasn't my bedroom anymore. I really like that lunchbox. I'm a creature of habit. I like things basically on the long term. I'm not a very fickle person when it comes to what I like. I'll tell you what, if I had that He-Man lunchbox, I'd probably bring that to work a couple times. I'd put a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in it, and you know what I don't remember, though? What, if anything, I like was ever in the thermos. So, we've got 2 of the 3 symbols. I could brute force it, except I don't have any idea what the order is. So, without the 3rd, I don't feel like that's going to go well. I really need to find the 3rd symbol. We could search on the trees, I guess. I looked on the walls. Let's look on all the trees. You know what? Oh, you know what? I bet it's... Let's look on the trash can, but I'm willing to bet that I needed to read the clue more carefully. We might have to go back. Oh, let's look on the roof of the gazebo. I didn't look up. No. Let's look on the dome of the gazebo. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what suddenly brought that to mind. But I never looked at like the lunchbox of like another kid. I was like, oh man, I wish I had that lunchbox. And that was a big deal. Like, I don't know if you guys remember. Maybe that wasn't a big deal everywhere. But I remember, like, there was a whole era where it was like, what was your lunchbox was a big deal. Okay, let's just do one final search on the pathways themselves. And if I can't find it, then we'll go back and we'll read the guide a little bit more, like the clue. Because one of them mentioned the trash can, and I found that one immediately. I bet you one of them mentions the gazebo, although I've already forgotten that. Yeah. All right, let me go back and read the clue, because I bet we'll find it very quickly thereafter. Wait. Oh, no, that's just the sun. Wait, although, hold on. I said that I didn't know what the order is, but I bet you the order is the order that it's listed on the workload, the workload. So maybe we do know the order. So, hold on, let me make another quick note. So the double up arrows, those are... That's the gazebo. I'm just going to write down G-A-Z. And then the side-to-side arrow and or up or down arrow, that's the trash can. So we're going to put in trash. Maybe I do have enough, but let's go read the clue and see if we can work it out. Oh, Takawich did see the yellow. I missed it. If I was that close, do I want to take another pass around? Nah, it's right over here. It's not far once you know. But Taka-wish, is it Takwishka? I might ask for a hint when we go forward. Not yet. I want to see if I can figure it out. But it's good to know that it's out there. Okay. January 1st is about town hall folks. That's not a thing. Took a photo of the giant moose statue in the park. That's the one I'm missing, because that's not in the gazebo. A photo with the giant moose statue. GM? Question mark? I didn't see a giant moose. I would have expected that to stick out. Damn dogs digging up the flowers. That doesn't really seem like a thing. The park's trash can. And then tried painting the large tree in the park, but the weather was too hot. Cooled down on the bench. Okay. So, tree or bench. Tried painting the large tree in the park. Replaced a screw on the purple park bench. Okay. I feel like we've got some leads. I have to say, don't tell me yet, but if... Wait, where am I going? If the 31st of February doesn't fit in, like, that's not part of the clue, what the hell? Because that's what I immediately locked onto. Okay, so I haven't seen a giant moose statue. Let's look around the benches, and especially a purple bench if we find one. But I may not have looked at all the benches yet. Got this one. It's also possible that, like, this is supposed to be for the bench. Or the flowers, now that I think about it, because the dog was digging up the flowers. Okay, no, nothing here. That's not our only benches, though. You know something? This could be the bench. Because it doesn't say anything about a gazebo anyplace. And so then from there, what else did I write down? Giant moose, tree, and bench. What is he talking about, the large tree? None of these trees seems any larger than any of the others. They all seem to be about the same dimensions of tree. Oof, you guys. I went and I got a bunch of clues, and I feel like I didn't come back with anything new. We got this post. I don't remember reading anything about the post. Are there any other benches? There's the benches. There's the seats inside the gazebo. See, I wouldn't call those benches myself. Again, this might be a cultural thing, but that's just a gazebo. You've got some seating inside the gazebo. After that, I don't see any other benches. Just the 3 benches around this center point. Which has nothing to do with the trash can, by the way. Do we care about this lamp post at all? That's kind of lit up. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with a clue, though. Okay, do I have any other thoughts before I just ask for some, at least a guidance? Let's think. Boy, it bothers me that apparently I did shine the flashlight on it. Somebody saw it, and I didn't. Okay, I feel like I'm going to ask a question. The third one that I'm looking for, is it on the side of something, or is it on the ground? Is it like on the... Is it parallel or perpendicular to the ground? We'll go with that. Also, that clue about the big tree is really screwing me up, man. I don't see a single tree here that... Maybe one of them is taller? This tree has, like, a lot of stuff to it. Maybe this is the big tree. That would be kind of a dirty trick if they put the clue right next to the lunchbox, because I sort of dismissed this area once I found the lunchbox here. It's on the side of something. Okay, well, we checked the fence very thoroughly, I thought. It mentioned the big tree. It did not mention a big pole. And we also checked the side of this house, so I didn't mean to go up that. Oh, there it is! Was there a goddamn clue about a satellite dish? I'm gonna have to read that clue again. I feel like he left something out of his weekly itinerary. Hold on. Okay, so we got the McDonald's arches. All right, so now I've got the 3 symbols, I think. Thank you, because that's what I meant by, like, a clue. Like, it's not the exact answer, but at least it narrows down the number of surfaces that I'm trying to put it onto. I'm gonna read this goddamn clue. I didn't see anything about satellite reception. Oh, hold on. I wonder if I'm alarming anybody in town by, like, running back and forth with all of my, you know, brandishing all of my guns. Yeah. Hold the hell on. Poor TV reception. That's what it was. That's the, by the way, that's the one I immediately discounted. Because I was like, oh, town hall folks, that doesn't have to do with the park. Is that town hall right there? It probably is. It's not labeled, but I bet you that's what it was. TV reception. That was the clue. Which means it's also the first one, because that's the very first thing that he did. So I'm going to put down a number 1 next to the McDonald's arches. And then we've got the trash can and the... gazebo. Yeah, the gazebo might be the... I couldn't figure out what I'd written down. Okay. Giant moose statue doesn't seem to be a thing. Damn dogs digging up the garden. Now, that might be where we found it on the floor. So that could be, because that was closer to the flowers than to the trash can. So let's put number 2. Oh, look, it's even in the numbers. The 1st of January, the 2nd of February, the 3rd of March. Yup, cooled down on a bench in the sheltered area. Got it. Okay, that's exactly what it is. So that means that this is number 2, and that's number 3. So I found them in perfect reverse order. I feel like we know exactly what we're doing. So let's set this one first, because the one that I wrote down first, and that's going to be that one, followed by the 2 up arrows, followed by the McDonald's arches. Oh, do fuck off. Okay, this could be the up and down. Oh, no! I was so sure! I was so sure that we had it. So, hold on. We can try these symbols in a different order, but man, did I think that we had it. God damn, hold on. I really thought that we had that. The overprivileged people, that's the third one that I found. That's the McDonald's arches. The 2nd of February is they keep digging up the flowers. The 3rd of March... Yeah, and it's even January's the 1st month, February's the 2nd month, March is the 3rd month. There's no purple park bench. The trash can seems to have been a red herring. And the 17th of January, there's no giant moose statue. Did I write them down wrong? Well, let's try replacing 1 and 2 then, or 2 and 3. That one, and then... we'll try the side to side first. Okay, now the up and down. Okay, oh, so the other possibility, maybe the other one is upside down? I thought that we, like... No. You know the one that's going to be upside down because he was sitting on the bench. Hold on. He was sitting on the bench when he painted it. It's going to be... that one. But that's going to be number 2. Hold on. It's going to be the down arrows. I was looking at it upside down. I got it. Hold on. We'll try it up and down, but I think it's the side-to-side ones. No, wait. This is the McDonald's arches. Okay, then the up and down version. What am I missing? Damn it. I really thought that we had it that time. No, I'm backwards. Sorry, disregard. Hold on. This... See, I found them in reverse order, so I'm screwing it up. Hold on. McDonald's arches, then 2 down arrows, then side to side, or up and down. Then I don't know. I don't know. I'm not stopping until we've solved this. Hold on. So now we know. Hold on. I'm so confident on this. So TV is number 1. 1, TV. 2 is flowers. 2, flowers. 3 is... Oh, damn it. Sorry, wrong stick. 3 is gazebo. All right, hold on. I'm actually going to go back there because I need to see them again.
He wouldn't just wander off and not tell us. Especially after all the weirdness at the lodge. I'm worried, Joe.
Well, I'm fucking worried too.
I would love to listen to their conversation, like really eavesdrop and get the full story. We're solving this fucking puzzle. So if that's not side to side, like, I mean, he could have been kneeling over here, but that just doesn't make a lot of sense. So the flowers are, I'm going to write them in as side to side. I'm drawing them anew. So that's number 2. The TV, again, unless he hung upside down from the roof like he's in fucking Rainbow Six, those are McDonald's arches. Up arrow, up arrow. Got it. All right. And then in the gazebo, the shady area. So when I walk in, I see them as 2 up arrows. But if he was sitting down, and he sort of like painted them, then they could be 2 down arrows. But nonetheless, I'm going to draw them as 2 up arrows. Hold on. Up. Up. So that is now, I just drew them in the correct order. I wanted to look at them and make sure that I had them correct. This has got to be right. We've got to get it this time. Oh, Bettina's saying it's the Twin Pines Mall logo. From, actually, my favorite scene in Back to the Future. Just imagine if you saw somebody, like, sort of dressed in a drab, nondescript outfit, but just bristling with weaponry, running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth down the street. Looking increasingly perturbed, by the way, each time she went by. Okay. First of all, are there double down? So it could be that. But that just doesn't make any sense to me that they would ever paint it that way. You'd have to be hanging upside down from the roof. So McDonald's arches. Now we're going to do the side to side. That one. And then we're going to do the double up arrow. Double up arrow. Well, there's double down, and it's not correct. So double up arrow. Okay, so I don't understand what I did differently that time. We're going to go on, but did I choose the wrong arrow at some point? Like I just went with the wrong symbol? Anyway, thank you guys for your patience. I wanted to solve the puzzle. And, like, once you look at it, and it's like, oh, like, January 1st, March 2nd. But you guys, so what's the deal with the February 31st? Is that a mistake, or is that somebody falsifying their work log because they're lazy? And they're so lazy that they don't know how calendars work. Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Okay, and then, oops, we weren't done. Story is all of these. And that's it. Okay. We did all of the puzzles. Now I go in and we want to open up that screwdriver door. And I want to see, like, again, don't spoil this, but it's not that people can't have 2 jobs. It's that I'm a little bit surprised that Rose apparently works full-time at the diner and also full-time at the retirement home.
I'm glad to hear it.
Unless reality has been changed, because that's very possibly what's happened there. It just surprises me that Saga didn't acknowledge it. Which is going to bust into their back door. I feel like most people get in trouble if they do this. I mean, sure, she's FBI, but then she could just tell them to unlock it. Dear Diary, Alan contacted me again today. There was a message for me hidden in the newspaper. He wanted to make sure I was ready for his arrival. What a silly thing to even ask. Of course I'm ready. Duh, Alan. Oh, and Norman got into the dried apricots at work again. I swear we'll have to fumigate the place. Dear Diary, some guy at the diner got mad that I brought him a piece of cherry pie and demanded a free piece of apple pie, but he totally ordered cherry. And when I pointed out that he already took like 2 bites of the cherry, he said he thought it was apple. Apple pie and cherry pie do not look the same. No, that sounds like an asshole to me. Like, that always bothers the shit out of me. Whatever. I told him he could order another piece, but he'd have to pay for it, and he got so mad and started screaming about leaving me a bad review. Like I care about reviews. Anyway, I took away his pie and told him babies shouldn't be eating sweets. He shouted a bit and then left some people. Dear Diary, Cynthia has been acting up lately. I think she's turning into a you-know-what. Lots of you-know-what's popping up lately. I'll keep an eye on it. If things get out of hand, I can always get out the rifle. I'm sure Alan would appreciate me keeping the place safe. But, like, I guess she works at both places. Because this doesn't seem to be contradictory that she was also interacting with Cynthia. Is that it? Like, we don't even get any Reese's Pieces or anything? She left a box of, like, chocolate truffles on her desk. Also, she has a desk? Maybe she's the manager. Maybe she's just, like, pretending to be a waitress so that, like, people can yell at her but not actually make demands. You get the manager! Oh, I'm sorry, the manager's out of town right now. And they'll never know it's secretly Rose.
I can't force it open.
So I'm just a little bit surprised that what we got in here was a single journal entry and nothing else. I mean, I guess it's fine. It makes me feel like I'm missing something. You know, like the bow. The bow is in here. No, that's it, as far as I can see. Okay, let's go over to the sheriff's office. Fox McCloud is saying thank you for talking while you do the puzzle. I hope it's helpful to, like, hear the thought process. Because if I'm just, like, sitting here silently,
Okay. One of us needs to stay at the lodge in case Marcy shows up. And the other one should go out looking for her.
If we canvass the woods, we're sure to find some tracks or something. Some hints to her whereabouts.
I feel like I used to know who those people were.
This is not the time
Like
to-
paranormal investigators or something. The sheriff's office is... Let's just try the front door. Like the one that faces out to the street. I don't know if there's a back door, but given the fact that the sheriff's office was recently ravaged by a dead man who got up and just, like, apparently effortlessly murdered a whole bunch of deputies. I feel like going in the front door.
Power's out. Always a good sign.
Okay. Also, again, this is just me thinking aloud. Did Saga Anderson believe that the Federal Bureau of Control brought Alan Wake as a suspected paranaturalist or parautilitarian, that's what they called him, brought him back to the sheriff's office? Like, I would just feel like they would have, like, a bunker or something. What happened here? The cult taken? Wake is the priority. Station has been attacked. Well, that seems like a big assumption. But, I mean, like, attacked again. And then Wake status. All right.
Anyone here?
I'm here in the closet.
Okay, somebody came through. They stole all your ammo and pills. Do I still have a shotgun? Yeah. Oops.
All clear, Estevez. Agent Estevez? Is that you? That leg doesn't look good.
Feels even worse. But thanks for saving the rest of me. We should talk.
What happened here?
Where to fucking start? We came to check out a system alert at Cauldron Lake, but it's worse than we could handle. Real boondoggle. The police, my own agents, most were invaded before we could even react.
What did the FBC come here to do?
Bright Falls is the site of a recurring Altered World event. The shadow is stronger than we expected. We're low on resources, Problems at HQ. But we do have equipment for dealing with the shaded threat. We were just caught off guard before we could set it up.
All right, I spent most of my career in the financial crimes division. What the fuck are you talking?
Have you found my partner, Agent Casey?
Yeah, we found him. Out in the woods. He had a close encounter with the Shadow, and it did something to him.
Is he okay?
He's alive. We took him down to the morgue for an examination. Haven't heard anything since the attack.
Where is Wake? I know what's going on here. Wake can fix this.
Alan Wake is a para-utilitarian. The word's a mouthful, so you know it's serious. We have him locked up in the holding cells per protocol. He's connected to the Shadow in some way.
Estevez, I need to see Wake. How do I get into the cell block?
Okay. Protocols don't mean that much at this point anyway. Don't make me regret this, Anderson. Until the power's back on, the door to the holding cells won't open. There's a fuse box downstairs in the basement. Here. You'll need these keys.
Back into the morgue, huh? Fantastic.
Yeah, you might want to lock this door. They tend to come around a second time. Hold on, there was a deduction available. Also, Patikin was asking what difficulty is this? Normal, I assume? It's definitely not hard, but I don't know exactly where to check. I just set I would have set this one to normal. Is this her? No, that's Rose. Where's... Oh, wait, it's going to be on the board. Not a profile, it's a... I got it. The FBC locked Wake in the holding cells. They believe he's associated with the Dark Presence somehow. Okay, the fuse box is in the basement of the station. And we're gonna have to find a fuse. We won't be able to open the cell block doors until the power's back on.
The cell door won't open without power.
And you just never know when this is gonna roll over and allow you to put everything in. Nope. Okay. But Dean's saying that he doesn't remember them taking so many hits. It might be rebalancing, and it might be the fact that I'm mostly aiming for center mass, although I might go for a headshot if I feel like I can land one. I'm basically going on, it's better to just get some damage in. I die too often to these, like, just random dudes. I think I said this at least once before, but I will again say, I am a little bummed that they don't still have the receptionist who is very plainly doing an impersonation of the receptionist, the police receptionist from Twin Peaks. Okay, hold on. I'm not convinced that I did everything on this floor, though. Because there was, like, stuff down here. Maybe. Battle to Regain Your Mind. Revolution for the Brain. UFO Myth and Reality Part 3. Part 2. Part 1. Well, I'm going to need a new scratch pad. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, I equals 9, J equals 0, K equals 1. So it rotates around after the 10th letter. So I need to make a note of that someplace. We'll do it right here. All right. So I'm just going to write down A equals 1, and then followed by J equals 0. And then K equals 1 again. So where we're going to put this to use, I don't know yet. But, and then we can see there's like an eraser or a game cartridge or a obelisk. But we're going to find some sort of a combination lock with like a word puzzle. Bingo. Okay. So where do we start? Research proposal. Alan Wake and Cult Connection. Summary. In 2010, writer and suspected para-utilitarian Alan Wake was reported to have disappeared into Cauldron Lake, a known threshold site. 3 years later, a small group responsible for multiple killings was arrested in New York City by federal investigators. The murders were recreations of deaths found in the writing of Alan Wake. Interrogations with the murderers revealed they saw Wake as a sort of prophet, describing themselves as his cult, and considered his novels to be sacred texts. As Wake was missing at the time, it's unlikely he had any personal involvement with this cult. At least there is no evidence supporting the idea. Soon after the New York cult was detained, an organization known as the Cult of the Tree began operating around Cauldron Lake, the same area Wake disappeared. This is now the second organization branding themselves as a cult with a direct physical connection to Alan Wake, operating the location he was last seen in. I suppose that this is not a coincidence and would like permission to search for a link between Wake and the Cult of the Tree. See file, and that's too many numbers to be relevant to that case, I think. But let's try to bookmark that. The Lake House. Research facility WA03 at Cauldron Lake. WA has been compromised, cause unknown. The incident was visually confirmed by Agent Estevez when she visited the facility to make contact with Dr. Marmont and Dr. Marmont. Oh, right, there's like two Dr. Marmonts. Heads of operation at the Lake House. The facility itself was reported to be in a damaged state with no living staff found during a brief search. A longer search was not possible due to an active AWE in the area requiring all available resources. Investigation containment not possible with current personnel. Emergency dispatch of response and rescue staff is requested. The Investigations Department has no knowledge of the Lake House's recent research or projects due to worsening communication and cooperation since HQ went dark. Is that like the oldest house HQ, or is that the local headquarters for this operation? That's me wondering aloud. As a result, this report cannot determine the incident's cause without further investigation. Because this is years after the whole Jesse Faden thing. Not a shred of that told me what the three-letter code for this might be. It could be as simple as gun. It's a three-letter word. Let's try it. Hold on. I feel like it's going to take me a long time to write out the letters. Yeah. Hold on. We'll just do it this way. So, G would be 8, 7. So that's 7. U would be... Well, U's going to take a second. And then N is going to be 4. Equals 4. So U is... if N is 4... O is 5. P is 6. Q is 7. R is 8. R S 9. This is such a long, such a QRST would be 0 again, and then N. Sorry, U derp. U is 1. So do we think it's 7, 1, 4? Let's try that. No, if I misdid my alphabet, and believe me, it wouldn't be the first time. 7, 1, 4. Nah, it was worth a shot, right? Gun, G-U-N. G is 7. How confident am I in that 1? Hold on. Just make sure I didn't miscount. L is 2. Yeah, 3, 4. And then O, P, Q, R, S. And then 0 is T. And then U would be 1 again. Yeah, so that's not it. It was worth a shot. I just don't accept that there's, like, the solution isn't in this room. Referring to those files, it's way too much. 14, 54, 53, 26, that doesn't mean anything. What is that a picture of? Because it's not a picture of a shotgun. Is there anything else on this table that, like, might offer a clue? We could try pen, but that's getting silly. Oh, it could be UFO. Hold on. Dude likes UFOs a lot. It could be UFO. That's worth a shot. So what we decided U is 1. F would be 4, 5, 6. And then O would be 3, 4, 5. Right? L, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's try 1, 6, 5. I wanted it to click so much. Like, I really wanted to work that out. So it's not gun and it's not UFO. Brain is too many letters. I might just have to go. I don't know. This one has me stumped. We've got a cipher. We've got a clue to a cipher, but we don't know what the passphrase is. We have the clue. We have the solution to the cipher, but we don't have the cipher itself. Have your loved ones gone missing? Deer is too many letters. Pot. I feel like we're really reaching there. Ham for the ham radio. There's blood back there. Does that mean anything to me? Hopefully not. Okay. I'm gonna have to walk away from this one. For now. Really wanted that.
Holding cells. Is that where they're keeping Wake?
No, we'll put it up because the
Door's
answer is
locked,
yes.
though.
I thought, wait, I didn't look at what this actually is. FBC file linking cult activity to Wake. So this would be... Why do they want to kill Wake? It doesn't make any sense if they like Wake so much. No, it didn't like that. So then this would go to cult goal? It's possible Wake is connected to the cult, but if Scratch is identical to Wake, then this could be referred to either of them. Wait, did I... Yep. And now we're going to go to Wake in the clicker, because now we've got the cell block door is locked. How does it not go there? Cell block door. Sure, Saga, whatever you say. The cell block door is not related to cell block door. It's actually a dead end, if you look at it. Oh, now Patikin ruined it. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Because now he says it took me a while to see it. Well, based on that, because I was thinking about asking for a clue, so I'm not, there's nothing actually got ruined. There's that drawing, that's the one element that doesn't make sense to me. It's not a picture of a gun, and it's not a picture of the case that the gun is in. It's like it's an opaque cube with like fire around it or something. And what would that even relate to? It's not a computer monitor. Like, what's in the room? We've got computer monitor. We've got files. I mean, we do have the coffee machine, which is right behind this guy's desk. Mug, cup, pot. We've got that thing. Training school diploma. But like that drawing, it doesn't look like a radio console. It doesn't look like a computer. It could be an extremely crude radio with no antenna. That doesn't... Even I would draw an antenna on it. I don't know. I still think I'm going to walk away from this. This mystery box is the closest thing, but like if that's a name for something, if there's a name for this, I wouldn't even be able to guess it. Broadcast electronics. A 3-letter code. It's a 3-letter code. Fan. Why do I not just smash the glass out with the butt of my existing gun? So much faster. I don't know. I'm going to walk away from it for now. We'll see if we can come back. I'll keep my eye out for any flaming boxes. Oh, hold on. I know one of you is stealing the toilet paper. Oh, right. We've read this. What kind of nut counts toilet paper rolls? I remember that. I can't think of any 3-letter words relating to toilet paper. Yeah, like Bueller says, I've got bolt cutters. Just cut the lock off. No, I'm mega stumped on that. Let's see if we can go forward and then circle back for that. I think we go downstairs. Yo, Estevez! What's a 3-letter word for gun? I like my guesses of gun and UFO. I thought maybe one of those would get it. I was prepared to feel extremely proud of myself for deducing that based on the 2 things that were involved in the room. Now I feel nothing but shame. All right, we're going to go downstairs. Also, it's not like
me, Anderson.
I read you. Have you had our frequency this entire time?
Eavesdropping is a big part of the job. But no, I got it from your partner. Anderson, look for a fuse to replace the blown out one in the fuse box. That should get the power going again.
Yeah. On it.
And hello to Xena. Xena, I hope the rest of your Sunday has gone well. Hold on. Now we're allowed to use the bolt cutters. And hello to Cozy Plays. Cozy Plays, I greatly enjoyed your Life is Strange playthrough. I actually asked Maxine earlier today because I wasn't sure if that was a first playthrough for you or a replay as you got ready for maximum double exposure. That's what it's called. But Maxine assured me that it was a replay for you.
There's another cult stash.
Number of sides, number of lines would be my guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4, 6. That'll be my guess. Hey, see, not a total idiot. Got that one pretty fast. Beware. See, I feel like the subtitles are misleading us. That is Beware the Cult of the Tree. We'll pick up that and that and that and that. The giveaway on that was the slash at the top one just said 1. And at first I was like, is that 1/2? No, because then the 2 would be there. 1/2. So why is there a 1 next to a single slash? Well, maybe it's just counting the number of lines. Xena got some acrylic paint. Is painting Van Gogh, really? I couldn't even start to mimic that style even slightly. That's really impressive. It was not a new playthrough. I'll be switching between it here and Wayward Bard stream. They just hit affiliate. Oh, the congratulations to them. Please pass on the congratulations. Okay, hold on. Let's search on this floor first. Boy, it feels good to get at least one of those easily. Or at least quickly. So here's a shoebox. I have 2 rocket flares. Maybe we can put one of those away. Hold on. Move. Here. Here. So we'll try to keep these together-ish. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else we can put away at this point. Well, I don't have the crossbow. We could put these away. And anything else? Not really. By the way, do I have a rocket flare equipped someplace? I do. Yep. All right, we've got that and that and that. Okay. Let's try to make use of the rifle just because I have so much ammo for it. And I need a regular, hold on. We need to get a regular, yeah, flare onto the quick slot. I'll be with you in a minute. Just looting some lockers. But yeah, Cozy Plays. I really, really enjoyed Life is Strange.
Stay the fuck! Casey! Is that you? Hold your fire! I'm coming in!
You might recognize me as the one with the light.
Hey, Anderson. Like what I've done with the place?
Could use a bit more light.
Funny.
How are you holding up?
Don't give me that worried look, Anderson. It's a flesh wound. Gave me a chance to have a nice chat about ex-wives with Kieran. Agent Estevez, I mean.
Making new friends, huh? I'm jealous. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's the situation on your end?
What happened at the hotel?
Wake was telling the truth about the cult being after him. That thing, the dark presence, it's real too. I saw it. A fucked up monster cloud. Wake tried to warn me. It knocked me out. FBC found me in the woods later.
Watery turned out to be a good lead.
Found the clicker and the cult. But the horror story's changing reality. Like Wake said it would. Logan, she's, the story claims she died here. But we can stop it.
Wait, Saga. What do you, Logan is gone. She has been. For a long time.
Casey's affected by the horror story, too. I'm fighting for them all now. I'm gonna fix this, Casey. You, Logan, all of it. I just need to get the power back on first.
Yeah, give him hell, Anderson. Just remember, some things in life can't be fixed with a light switch. As for the power problem, here. I found a fuse on those poor bastards there.
I'll take care of it. Stay put, Casey. I'll let you know when it's safe.
I'm not going anywhere.
Hello to Ginger Beef. I really admire Saga Anderson's ability to remain so professional in the face of somebody telling her that her daughter is dead. I would not handle it well. Especially if I was not currently able to get my child on the phone. So let's do Casey. Ginger Beef, I hope you've had a great weekend. Wait, Casey.
I can tell something is wrong. What's happening to Casey?
I'm a goner. Swell. A shadow crawling under my skin. In my head. Call my ex. Tell her I'm sorry. Terminal case, Casey.
Something is wrong with him. He's hurt worse than he says. He's scared.
Let me just see if we can talk to him then. Again. No? No new dialogue? Also, again, Cozy Play says that she was going to be bouncing between streams, so I will... Like, she may not be around to go into this, but Cozy Plays was saying that Life is Strange and Before the Storm are available. I'm curious if Cozy Plays has played Before the Storm, and even more curious on whether or not Cozy Plays played the original release or the remastered edition. Without giving anything away, Mia played the remastered edition, and it was quite the adventure from a technical perspective. I would feel, let me put it this way, I would feel very, very bad for anybody that engaged with the technical condition of that, of either Before the Storm or the Before the Storm remaster, and thought that that was everything that Deck 9 was capable of, because after that, Deck 9 did True Colors. And I think that anybody that's engaged with True Colors would agree that Before the Storm does not represent their best work. Okay, sorry, we found the fuse. I feel like what I haven't found yet is the fuse box. Medical storage, locker room. But like I am down here. Like this is, but we have to restore the power before we can go through there. Apparently I missed something in the conference room, but that's fine. We can go back for that later. Get the power working in the basement. All right, well, let's go to the morgue then. Cozy Plays has the original. Yeah, from everything... Let me put it this way. If somebody were to say to me, hey, I want to get the whole story, I want to see the whole thing, what do you recommend? I would absolutely, and without hesitation, recommend going with the original version of Against the Storm. Because even after it was like thoroughly patched, like a year after it come out, and a new patch had still come out, that game was buggy. I don't want to like buggy in ways that I have simply not seen a release game be. There was this was years ago. There was an NCAA basketball game that was supposed to come out. Hold on. Subject Alex Casey, description of injury. Subject seems physically weakened with some confusion about his whereabouts and events, like a concussion. Similar symptoms to those becoming shaded individuals. Exposure to shadows suspected, but not confirmed. Physical wounds are minimal. Light abrasions, possible mild concussion. At 7:30, continued observation shows no signs of increased aggression in subject. Subject remains aware and coherent, a starkly different progression than other victims. Reasons for exceptional results unknown, less severe exposure, subject resilience, intentionality on Shadow's part, requires further examination and testing. There was an NCAA basketball game that was supposed to come out. You could ask me anything at all about NCAA or basketball. I don't know anything about it. But there were people that were looking forward to it. Oh, derp. Here's the thing. So we're going to put in the fuse. They released...
Anderson,
hold on.
Good news, bad news. You can get to the cell block now, but the shaded hostiles that were in there are on the loose.
Thanks for the heads up.
Oh, wait, maybe I can just... Oh. The point I was trying to get around to is that the demo for that game was so famously bad that it reportedly caused the entire project to be canceled. Whether or not that's true, I can't say, but that's the legend of it. Hold on.
Where'd it go?
Shit. Shit.
Pull in and out. You're in custody.
Okay, I don't want to hang out in Matrix Hall anymore. We're gonna go over here.
He's an copy machine. Right. Wasn't it? Go and go. Hold on.
Nope. Wait. I don't feel like leaving until that lady's dead. Yeah. Come here, Samara. What's up? I didn't mean to get grabbed,
Situation is under control, Estevez. Coming back up.
Copy.
I didn't want to leave until she was done. I thought I'd have more time to dodge. I never mentioned this enemy notice this enemy mentioning the oldest house in my run. I also did not just notice that, Patikan. What did she say? Bueller did enjoy Life is Strange playthrough, and I'm really excited to experience double exposure. Yeah, I am looking forward to it as well. But yeah, I remember, so this NCAA basketball game, there was a viral video that went around of somebody playing it, and one of the the center in the basketball game started like just T-posing, like started the match T-posing, and the person who was playing and recording it was like laughing that he was Jesus, that he thought he was Jesus and like doing like the crucifixion pose. And that mockery was so widely spread that, as unlikely as it sounds, the at least the legend became that terrible demo wound up canceling the game, because it was just like, we're never going to recover from this. And in reality, it was probably that there was like a long way to go technically and some other stuff, but that was at least what was talked about at the time. That game was less buggy from everything that I've ever heard and read than what Before the Storm remastered was. And making games is not easy work. I give a wide berth for incidental bugs and like graphical glitches, like in this episode. On multiple occasions, Saga has
Anderson, over here.
Saga has gone to like unlock a door, and her flashlight sort of floats right in front of her until she puts her hand back on it. Is that a big deal? No, I noticed it. I didn't actually bring it up. Who cares? It's just what for like a month more animation and puzzle solving time, they could have gotten it so that she puts her flashlight away for a quarter of a second. Honestly, who the hell cares? That's fine, but like the level of bugginess in Before the Storm is just, it was wild. Hold on, we'll check that computer in a second.
Got a little cramped in that closet.
What's going on?
We had a hell of a time avoiding those taken. Ended up back here. Anyway, I wanted to warn you that we have the Koskela brothers in the cells as well. They're the ringleaders of the Cult of the Tree. Don't let your guard down.
Is the FBC sending any help?
We were the help. Well, us in the lake house. But we still have Bureau gear specifically engineered to fight this threat. It's stored in the backlot. We were setting it up when the Taken interrupted us. We have light arrays, a containment cell, etc., etc. We are not out of this fight yet.
What's at the lake house?
It's a Bureau research facility at Cauldron Lake set up to study the effects of this AWE. When I got into town, I went there for backup. The whole station is lost, taken by the Shadow. Lost a lot of agents. Barely got out myself.
Wish me luck.
According to the Luck and Probability Department, it's statistically bad luck to wish people good luck during a crisis.
Thanks.
Okay, hold on. And Mark Wack is noting that it's like 9:30. Yeah, for real. In the next 30 minutes, I'll have to find a save spot and call it. But Mark Wack, really, thank you for like letting me know, because I said up front I was going to have to be careful. Kill the Joe, makes a Mo. This is the third time this week I come in late for the shift and there's no coffee in the machine. Maybe the code is pot, you guys. Not your personal assistant, from Hannah. Chet, I hate to break it to you, but you need to have a face capable of growing a beard to make effective use of beard oil. Marco's beard was too soft to be natural. What brand is he using? Since my numerous friendly reminders about not having personal packages delivered to the station have gone unheeded, from here on out, if you've seen fit to send something to the station, I will see fit to announce to the station what you received. Is it a federal offense to open someone's mail? Yes, it is. Is it a personal offense that I need to share my desk space with your late-night impulse buys? Yes, it is. You've been warned. Admin. P.S. Officer Lightfoot, your beard oil is ready for pickup. Just take a breath, admin. The front desk computer and admin email are not to be used for personal quarrels or other official business. And remember to watch your mugs. Hey gang, the annual event you've been eagerly waiting for, the Community Outreach Barbecue. Maybe the code is BBQ. Now I don't want to hear any grumbling. This is a valuable opportunity to connect with the community. Statistics show that officers who are well integrated into the communities they serve see lower instances of violent crime in their precincts and are more effective in their policing and have overall better mental wellness. This is for your benefit, so take it seriously. The community voting dunk tank victim this year will be Deputy Thornton. Congratulations. Look like everybody's getting retribution for that speed trap on 12C at last. Friendly reminder, anybody out sick, written doctor's note, night shift for 2 weeks. Anyone who replies all to complain about their assignment will be volunteering as the assistant to Officer Lightfoot's magic routine. Security
An electrical
mentions.
lock system with no failsafe. Smart.
Measures. I understand there's a need to keep the arrested folks under lock and key, but who the heck is the paranoid madman who decided we needed every other door in our facility to be geared with the latest height-tech, top security nonsense? That stuff's not safe. One power outage and those locks aren't budging. I've warned you about this a half dozen times now. Don't blame me when you're locked in with no way out. Signed, Officer Cooper. I don't know what that fucking code is. Oh, we don't get to go into the blood door. At the time, I never really thought about the Lake House DLC, but they mention it in the main game a few times, and you see the gate at the start of the game, says Patikin. And then wanted to know how long I was streaming for. Probably about another 30 minutes, but I want people to know that anytime that I have to end on a, like, not necessarily a proper story beat, it's not out of desire, it's, hey, work tomorrow. I figure some Alan Wake is better than best Alan Wake. Like the most ideal time. So I feel like this is where we're going, right? This was the electronic lock room. Can we... Did I go in here? Oh! Wait, hold on. Now we have access to his computer. There might be a new clue. Security measures. Deerfest safety prep. Whoever puts bayonets on the suggestion box is clearly kidding, right? Thornton doesn't remember I paid him back by buying him lunch months ago, so don't listen to him. Don't touch my pay, or I swear to God I'll sue. Mulligan owes me 20 bucks and refuses to pay it back. I suggest we dock his pay for that amount. Do not microwave whole fish. I shouldn't have to say this. Absolutely no clues on this. Is there anything different in this room now that the lights are on? I don't know. We tried gun, we tried UFO. I don't want to spend my life in this room trying to figure it out. It's just, what the hell is that clue? Don't forget. And then it's got a picture of a square, or like a rectangle, like a domino, with like fire around it. Essay is too many letters. Temp is too many letters. Part is too many letters. Everybody's name is too many letters. And it's not UFO. It's not marker. It's not mouse. Pad. It could be mouse pad, but that doesn't look like a mouse pad to me. It doesn't look like anything to me. Sheriff Breaker, in one of your multiple timelines, can you, like, go to art school? And hello to, Princess Casey.
Saga. Fucking FBI, FBC, you government fucks all fucking this up for us. Let us the fuck out.
You're the leaders of the cult. You're not going anywhere.
Wake will ruin everything. Get rid of him, Saga. You fucking shot me. Typical government stooge. Let me out so I can kill him, that fucker! You come to our town and act like you know what you're dealing with, but you have no fucking idea! Let us out! You can't stop it, none of you can. We can take care of this. We've been preparing for this.
It's kind of frustrating to me that Saga doesn't ask any follow-up questions. No. Okay. I feel like whatever doors, whatever key's gonna open that door, I don't have yet. But Deegan remembers how he solved it, that puzzle. I don't know.
Agent Young held his clipboard up to the light. The equipment was all accounted for. He ticked the boxes, satisfied. A noise on the other side of the back lot made him pause. He peered into the darkness. Nothing. Shrugging, he signed and dated the form. Estevez wanted everything ready, just in case. Young appreciated a cautious leader. Estevez had held it together even after the oldest house had gone dark. Young began to head inside. The local sheriff's station was a tight fit, but at least they had a coffee machine. Young felt optimistic. They even had the para-utilitarian in custody already. Another clatter behind him. Closer this time. He turned, hand on his holster. He called out to the darkness.
This station has been seized by the Federal Bureau of Control. You're not authorized to be here.
Suddenly, the lights flickered, went off. Young couldn't see a thing. Then from inside the station, the screams began.
Oops. It's too bad that you can't, like, get a sense for what was crossed off, because now, based on what we know, like, this story was originally written by, Scratch, and then the edits are being made by Alan Wake in The Dark Place. At least that's my understanding currently. Now, Raz was asking if it could be just a random 3 letters. I mean, it shouldn't be. But when Raz asked that, then I was like, would it be FBI? That doesn't really make a lot of sense because this was presumably locked before Saga and Alex Casey got here. Could it be FBC? You know, similarly. Yeah, none of the letters stand out more than others that I can think of. I thought that maybe there would be like a mark on the page. It could also be box, B-O-X. That'd be what, 2... Because I'm just like, what is that fucking square? Like, that square does not look like a box, but it's worth a shot. B equals 2. Hold on. O is 5. I'm gonna have the whole goddamn alphabet listed out. So if U was 1, V is 2, or S-T-U-V, W, X would be 4. 254. I really don't think it's 254. I was so much more confident in UFO. 254. No. Like, there's nothing on, like, the sheets of paper around that makes sense to me. No, there's no 3-letter things on that I can see. That posted is just like 2 exclamation points. With Y-E-S, we'd put that on. No, I'm gonna walk away from this. I really want that gun, but I want to solve it. Like, Patikin was asking, do I want a hint? And, I mean, part of me does, but I'm really annoyed that I can't figure it out. Okay, wait, what am I looking for? Give the clicker to Wake. Yeah, he's not here. So... And I can't talk with them. I fought really hard to get into this room. Oh, is that... Hello?
Saga, do you have it?
You wrote Logan into the story. You told me yourself. From the Dark Place.
Listen, Scratch is coming. He's close. He's almost here.
My daughter is dead because of you. She's a child. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm trying to fix this. I will fix this. I'll save everyone, but we're running out of time. I need the clicker.
I have the clicker. You will fix this. You will save my daughter. Promise me.
Yes, I promise. But we're out of time. Hurry!
Don't fucking give it to him! He's a fucking monster, Saga! There it is. We've been waiting for you, motherfucker. I'm gonna fucking destroy you!
Oh, that's not doing nothing.
He was pretending to be Wake. The plan is fucked.
Estevez, come in. Scratch is here. How do I stop him?
Bad news. The containment unit is trapped, but the light array should affect him.
How do I activate the lights?
I can turn them on from here, but you need to climb the 3 power cores first. The glowing FBC generator.
I have no idea if I did something or not. Hold on. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about this. I don't know, is this bad for me? I don't know what that means. Hold on. Okay, really should have reloaded. So let's agree not to die here. I'd really like to maybe avoid that part of it. Okay, so just leave me alone then. So she like touches it. It implies that you have to hold down A, but she just sort of like gropes at it vaguely and then immediately abandons. Watch this, watch this. I'm just gonna hold down A. Oh, now?
He's too fast.
Right, but we can stun him. Hold on. Okay, like he's gonna be busy with that for a minute, so let me go do this one. Unless they have to be done in sequence. Okay, I don't know. I was holding down A before, but...
2 more to go.
Hey, Estevez, I don't suppose I could interest you in a set of crutches and a flashlight. It'd really help out. Okay, you just do that.
Another core activated.
Only 1 left. Doing great.
Hey, if you had a rocket flare in here, that'd be pretty cool. No! Okay, I need a heal. Okay, pardon me. Yeah, if I'd known, then when I fired off that first rocket flare, we could have gotten one real quick.
Scratch was here. He'll be back. What the fuck do we do now?
Oh, that's perfect. This is assuming we can get to like a save point. This will be a really good place to call the episode. So Patigan did give an additional clue that it's on the table. I will look again. I don't know. Also, that sucks about Yako, I guess the bearded brother. So, like, it looked to me like he either like physically teleported inside of his body, but it didn't look like that because Yako was still like wearing his clothes when he like fell on the ground. So it was like Scratch like teleported over to him and like mimicked what he was wearing on the way by like also just like instantly shattering the man. That's a bummer. I like the brothers. And by the way, remain convinced to this moment that they have been fighting on the correct side. They're gonna be so upset with me being fascinated by that case. Hold on.
Scratch's wake's double. He tricked us. He almost got the clicker from me. The whole plan has gone out the window. How could we get this so wrong?
Textbook boondoggle.
You said it, Anderson. It's a shit show. So what's the plan?
Scratch pretended to be Wake to trick us.
He almost won me over. I should have trusted my gut. Had a bad feeling about him when we found him at the lake. When that insane monster cloud came at me in the woods, I saw a face inside it. Wake's. I think he was always a monster. Always Scratch.
The FBC usually handles stuff like this, right? Any thoughts?
Hold up. You brought a paranatural object in here without telling me and then almost handed it over to a hostile entity?
I didn't know if I could trust you. That was a mistake. So was believing Scratch. But it's not too late. I just need to understand more.
You got that right. Let's start acting like we're on the same side, yeah?
The horror story's changing reality. It made it so my daughter died here, even though she's supposed to be back home in Virginia. Do you know if that's...
AWEs are localized distortions of reality. The area outside town might not be affected. Sometimes they expand, sometimes they fizzle out. If we can make sure it's the latter, your kid might be fine.
The whole thing is a nightmare. I can't let my family be torn apart.
Having family isn't easy in this line of work. The late nights, travel, alternate realities threatening their existence. My ex-wife couldn't take it.
Karen, you're better off without her. I know I am.
So tell me what I'm missing. The FBC must know something.
Good news, we have Bureau intel on all of this. Bad news, it's highly classified. Good news, consider yourself deputized into the Federal Bureau of Control. Here's a key to the cell where we keep the files. Happy reading.
Okay. Thanks. Go team.
One more thing, the lake house. I didn't give you all the details earlier, but now that you're part of the team, I can really let loose. Misery loves company.
What happened at the lake house?
Oh, I mean, I do, but not yet. Hold on. You can't start that right now. Okay, that'll be next, then. Cool. All right, but before we do that, Patikan claims that there's a clue on the table. So, like, this stupid box is the only thing that looks like his drawing. I can't zoom in on it. I don't know what that is. It's like an EMF detector. We've got an apple, mug, cup, pad, pen. I don't know. I do not recognize that. Box with flames around it. Box with energy around it. It's doing its Kamehameha. The monitor is not plugged into anything. It's an AWE. I don't know. I don't know. Is it the folders that she's leaning against? Not that I see. I think I'm gonna have to take another hint. I am as stumped as I've ever been. Don't forget is what it says. It gives a cipher. J equals 0, K equals 1, L equals 2. I understand. And then it's got that stupid box. Tape, square, domino. I can't open the drawers. Eraser. I don't know how you get eraser down to 3 levels. 3 letters, rather. Kate hates these sorts of things. I usually want to figure them out. I usually want to get them. I'm going to sleep on this one. The trouble with sleeping on is then people think that you looked it up, when in fact, like, I would not feel any shame at all. Maybe if I knew what this thing was. It doesn't seem like a radio. I have no idea. Like that item right there, the one that's standing up. The only thing in the entire room that bears a resemblance to that drawing. I have absolutely no idea. I don't know. I really don't have any idea. Well, let's throw down a save. Okay. Do we have any other thoughts before we... Wait.
You really don't remember Logan living in Virginia with me and David?
I remember you and David having problems. You needed a break. You and Logan moved to Watery and then Logan... Oh, that awful thing happened. After you came back to work, I thought you'd be the perfect partner for this case, if you were willing to return to the area.
Okay. That's enough. The story is changing your memories. What you're remembering is fiction. Logan is alive. I'm not divorced. We never moved here. I remember the truth.
No. Wake or Scratch, whoever that was, said the story could be used to attack us. We all need to question what's real. With that said, how do we know the story isn't giving you false hope?
I can't convince them. I just need to change the story.
Also better false hope than no hope. Oh, yeah, no, we don't want to have that conversation. Okay, let me just throw down a quick save. Yeah, we'll pause here. No, that red photo album or something doesn't seem to be it. We'll pause here. Maybe it'll be one of those things where I come back next episode and it'll like suddenly dawn on me. But yeah, we'll stop it there. Let's head out to the main menu. And I don't know, this was a lot of fun, and I like that boss fight, and I feel good about getting the confirmation that real-world Alan Wake was never Alan Wake, and that's why all of the sections that we've played as Alan Wake have always been, like, in the dark place. I think that dude is still in there, and the person that came out was always Scratch, exactly like Alex Casey said. I feel really bad for the brothers. I thought that they would be vindicated in the end. So to have one of them just like completely broken, like instantly killed, that's a bummer. But we're gonna call it here, find somebody fun to raid, and I will be off to rest for a brand new work week. However, if everything goes smoothly, we will hopefully see you here tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for bearing with us during the technical issues at the start of the stream, and we will see you again tomorrow. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.